Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about ways to support someone who has ADHD. So I've asked my followers, I have put together my own kind of ways that I would love others to be able to help me, that I feel like would be a positive way of supporting me, and I've created an infographic, and I'm going to talk to you guys about some ways to support someone with ADHD. It doesn't have to be a loved one, it could be a work colleague, a student, you know, whoever. It could be anyone. So yeah, let's get on to today's video. But first, remember to smash me a big thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel, and let's get on to the video. So when you have someone in your life who has maybe a neurodiverse kind of condition or suffers with an illness, it can be really difficult to know the difference between being supportive, helpful, and being like patronizing and trying to take over, kind of like babying them. I want to get across what is helpful and what isn't helpful, but today's video is what is helpful and are ways to support someone who has ADHD. So the first one is be patient with us. That's a very important one. It's not number one for any reason, but it is very important. So number one is definitely be patient with us. Establish boundaries so that you respect their boundaries and they respect your boundaries. It's really important to establish healthy boundaries so that you're not the person trying to support this other person with ADHD. It doesn't become kind of they feel like they have to change who they are in order to support this person. So establishing kind of really healthy boundaries is a positive step for you and the person with ADHD. Being honest all the time. Please be honest. Just be you. Don't change who you are. Be who you are. Always be who you are. Be true to who you are. Just be you. And yeah, that's all we ask. Offer frequent reassurance. So again, this is a super important one. Don't treat us like we're broken. We don't need to be wrapped in like bubble wrap. We're not broken. So we might need a little bit of like extra support, but we certainly we aren't broken. We don't need help 24/7. We don't need support 24/7, but sometimes, some days we may need more support than others. We aren't broken. We're just trying to find our way in the world. So flexibility is key. You have to be able to be flexible. The plans should never be made in concrete. Always kind of, you know, be flexible. Know that the last minute plans might change. Be flexible because sometimes ADHD does get in the way. So be flexible is again a very important thing to be supportive of someone with ADHD. So the next one is embrace our ADHD traits. Never let that put you off being a friend or, you know, or being I don't know, a loved one of someone with ADHD. Never let that put you off, because actually once we let you in and we learn, you know, who we are around you and we feel comfortable around you, trust us, you'll be able to embrace our ADHD and you'll see the best of our ADHD, because there's so many positives. It's really important that you don't just naturally assume that everything about ADHD is kind of bad, or oh god, this is too much work, or, you know, I can't be dealing with this drama. Yes, some days are going to be a little bit harder than others, but there's so many good days, and if you stick around, I'm sure you'll be able to be a part of all those good days. Again, another one, don't give up on us when times get tough, because they are going to get tough. Even without ADHD, everybody will go through kind of bad days. Yes, having ADHD, you will probably notice that you have more days that are bad than others without ADHD, but that shouldn't put you off. And if it does, then obviously you aren't the right person to be supporting or be friends with this other person with ADHD, because we don't deserve that. So if you want to support us and be a really good kind of acquaintance, friend, like a partner to someone, it's very important that you don't just give up when times get tough. It's not our fault. Some of the things that we struggle with, it is going to implicate friendships and families and relationships. So if you stick around, like I say, you will see the best. But if you just up and leave when things get tough, it's never going to work. So the next one is have a good kind of idea of what ADHD is, but don't expect that person with ADHD to be the stereotype version of what the internet kind of allows you to think that they are. So have a good like knowledge of what ADHD is, but at the same time be open-minded, because ADHD isn't all the you know, it's not all hyperactivity, it's not all mood swings, it's not all bad days, it's not naughty behavior. Like, that is how it is like stigmatized, but really there's so much more to it. So come in with a good kind of grasp of what it is, but at the same time be super open-minded, because ADHD is more than just bad, you know, bad mood swings or being, you know, there's so much more to it. It's so complex. So come in with an open mind, but have a baseline to understand what it is. So do a little bit of research. So another one is, don't mistake our bad memory for laziness or rudeness, because the thing is, like I've said in previous videos, we aren't rude. We never have the intention to be rude or to hurt others or to upset others. Our bad memory is generally because we have so many things going on up here. It's really hard to keep track of like everything going on. We find it really hard to process information. So another one again is check in regularly, but not to be naggy. So don't be like, oh yeah, have you brushed your teeth, or have you remembered to do this, have you remembered to do that. Like, we don't need a friend or someone that we love or someone who is an acquaintance to be like nagging us. Like, we don't need that. And sometimes you know, people have the best intentions for us, and where our ADHD is so complex, our emotional dysregulation, our rejection sensitivity, all of this combined sometimes just gets too much, and we're like, oh my god, they think I can't handle this, oh my god, they think I'm stupid. And it's our mind talking, because we're just getting so overwhelmed. So when you establish healthy boundaries, like we said at the beginning, this won't be an issue, because you'll know, oh, I'm not gonna keep texting. I've done it once this week. She'll get back to me if she needs anything. Like, once you establish those healthy boundaries, communication boundaries, this won't happen. It won't happen. So yeah. So the next one is communication and listen. So again, have clear communication with us, and if we need you to listen, please just listen. And even though we interrupt, and this again, it comes across that like we need special treatment, and I'm not getting at that, because it's really not like that. But if we're talking and, you know, and we're really letting our emotions out, please don't interrupt us. Please don't be like, oh, you're overreacting, because we're just really trying to, you know, get across how we feel. And sometimes we don't know how we feel, so we go into loads and loads of detail, and it's just like we just blurt out things because that's how we're feeling and we don't know how to process it. So if you have the time and if you can, listen. Just be the person that we can go to and blurt our feelings out to, because honestly, sometimes that's all we need, is just to talk through, and that's how we process our feelings and our information and our overload, and sometimes it's just our way of being able to cope. So as much as I'm saying how you can support us, it's really, really important as well that you communicate how we can support you, because we need a guidebook, because it's just very difficult. So again, all I'm just gonna say is, tell us how to be a good friend to you, tell us how we can support you. If you can, maybe write it down in a little cue card, because like I say, we're super forgetful, but this is something that we could be like, oh yeah, I want to show my appreciation, and you personally might really like me to FaceTime, you might like us to do this, you might like us to do that, and I can do, oh yeah, how can I be a good friend? So I'll do this today, and I'll text you or I'll FaceTime you, and then I feel gratitude, and I'm like, oh my god, I've been a good friend, and I know how I can make you happy. So yeah, I really hope that this video has helped anyone who is wondering how to be supportive to someone with ADHD. Because again, like I say, we aren't broken. We aren't like you have to treat us with extra treatment. We're not asking any of that. This video is just to help establish positive and healthy relationships with someone with ADHD, rather than coming across that you're nagging. Like, these are positive ways to help support someone without the person with ADHD feeling like you're trying to wrap them in bubble wrap, like you're treating them like they're broken. This is a really important way and a really healthy way to establish those personal relationships. So let me know down below if you have any, you know, ideas on how to be supportive to somebody with ADHD. You know, if you have ADHD like yourself, like me, then let me know down below like how your friends or how your family support you. And it's really important that we get talking, because there's so many more ways to support someone with ADHD, and I can't fit them all into one video. So if you can write them down below, that's even better for me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel and my video, like it, blah 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 blah, and I will see you next time. So thank you and bye.